Hello students, welcome to Eshwari Thaniksha channel. Students, in this video I'll teach you an excellent trick to find out conjugate acid and conjugate base. So according to Bronsted-Lowry concept, you can see that acid is a substance which will donate proton. Proton means H plus, and base is a substance which will accept proton. So let us take one example. So in this example, here you can see HCl reacts with water to form H3O plus ion and Cl minus ion. So HCl, it is donating a proton and it forms Cl minus ion. So donates a proton. So the substance which donates proton is called as acid. So HCl is an acid. Why? Because it is donating proton, that is H plus to water, and then it forms Cl minus ion. And base is a substance which will accept proton. So water will accept H plus from acid and it forms H3O plus ion. So water accepts the proton. Therefore, water will be acting as base. And here you can see the acid which donates proton and forms Cl minus. So this is called as conjugate base. Conjugate base of HCl. Cl minus is called as conjugate base of HCl. Same way, H3O plus is called as conjugate acid of base. Conjugate acid of base water. So now let us take some examples. So suppose here examples are given to you and you have to find conjugate acid and conjugate base from this. So how to find out? So students, I'll teach you a super trick for that. So always remember, conjugate acid means what you should do is you have to add a proton. That is, you have to add H plus. Then the species will become conjugate acid. For example, so here they have given water. So what you do is, first, water molecule is neutral in nature. So it will be having plus sign as well as minus sign. So conjugate acid means you should add H plus. To this you add H plus. What you will get? H2 plus hydrogen, it becomes H3. So it becomes H3O. H3O. And what is the sign on this? So sign on this you can see plus and minus is neutral. So what is excess now? Excess is plus sign. Therefore H3O will get a positive sign. So this is called as conjugate acid of water. Second example we will try. Again, write plus and minus sign on this. So now to this what we are adding is H plus. To get conjugate acid you should add H plus. So now first write hydrogen and hydrogen. How many hydrogens are there? 1, 2. So H2, CO3, CO3. And see this sign now. Plus and minus will become neutral. Same way, plus and minus will become neutral. So there is no sign on this. Third example. Again on this you write plus sign and minus sign. So conjugate acid, if you want, you should add H plus to this. So now 1, 2, 2 hydrogen. So H2, SO4, SO4. So sign you can see plus and minus will get cancelled. Plus and 1 minus sign is there inside. It will become neutral. So there is no sign on this. Now fourth example. Write plus and minus. To this we are going to add H plus. So now nitrogen, H3 and one more hydrogen. So total it becomes H4. NH4. So what is the sign? Plus and minus will become neutral. And here you have one plus sign. So that plus sign we have to write here. So it becomes NH4 plus. So this is how we find conjugate acid for a given species. So now to the same species we have to find conjugate base. So this once again I'll write here H2O, HCO3 minus, HSO4 minus and NH3. So from this what we want is, we want conjugate base. So how to find conjugate bases? So if you remove H plus, so you have to remove H plus to get conjugate base. So from this what we have to remove is, we have to remove H plus. So again what you do is, on this molecule you write plus sign and minus sign. And now from here what we are removing is, we are removing one H plus. So after you remove one H plus, out of 2 hydrogen you are removing 1 hydrogen. So it becomes H. And then there is one oxygen. So it becomes OH. Then sign is plus and minus becomes, no, here we are removing hydrogen. So H plus we are removing. So plus sign we are removing. What else is remaining? Remaining is minus. So conjugate base is OH minus. Same way here, write plus and minus sign. So what we are removing is, we are removing H plus. So after you remove hydrogen, remaining is CO3. So sign if you see, this plus sign we are removing. And what else is remaining? Minus sign is removing. And here you can see inside this there is one more negative sign. Minus and minus, 2 negative signs are there. So it becomes 2 minus. So this is the conjugate base. Next example, write plus sign and minus sign. Now you are removing H plus. So after you remove hydrogen, remaining is SO4. Sign if you see, this plus sign you have removed. You are removing, so remove this plus sign. What else is remaining? Minus and minus. So 2 minus is remaining. So it is 2 minus. Next is ammonia. Again from here, write H plus and minus sign. So from here we are removing H plus. So if you remove H plus, remaining is NH2. From 3 hydrogen, 1 hydrogen if you remove, it becomes H2. Now coming to the sign. So plus sign you remove. Remaining what else is there? So remaining is minus sign. So you have to write NH2 minus. So this will be the conjugate base. So to whichever species given, if you want to find conjugate acid, you have to add H plus. If you want to find conjugate base, remove H plus. And signs I have showed you how to find. So by this method, it is very easy for you to find for any given species. You can find conjugate acid and conjugate base. So I'll meet you in the next video, students. I'll teach you more tricks from this chapter, so you can follow my channel. All the very best.